Morning, good day, evening, I don't know, wherever you are, whatever time this is when you see this. um, I've been going through a thing. So, interestingly, and I don't know if it's partly because I was raised by a pedophile and groomed, excuse me, from a very young age. And I was contemplating this on my walk this morning because my interaction with the opposite sex has always been from a place of fear. Because from the time I was, I don't know, 3 or 4, my stepdad started grooming my behavior to match, well, what suited him. And by the time I was like 6 or 7, I started getting these like 2-3 hour lectures. And, over the years, they escalated to what a woman's role was in a relationship. And, if a woman behaved this way in public, and she was enticing a man, it was her responsibility to make sure that she didn't lead him on or blue ball him or, whatever term. So I was made to feel like I had no choice but to either dress down and look ugly and not attract attention, not look at men, not smile, because if I was to get attention from them, a part of me felt like then I would have to be open to doing things for them I didn't want to do because, well, I brought the attention upon myself. Now it's my responsibility. Like, that's how I was raised. It was my responsibility to follow through with it if I'm going to lead a man on, right? And this is grooming I got at a very small age, and it was drilled into me over the years. And I was often compared to my mother, and every time I did good, I was praised. And this is what grooming happens to little kids, okay? The abuser, whether they're a pedophile or not, if they are abusing the child and they want the child to be a certain way, they often will isolate them from everybody in their family, making them feel superior and using their manipulation tactics, like, you're better than your mom because you do things like this and you actually listen to me and you do that, and they praise you and they reward you and it feels good. And as a little kid, that's all you want, is to be accepted and loved. And so as I got older, it became really hard for me, right? I assumed if I dressed up pretty or if I looked nice or if I looked at a guy and I smiled, I always assumed I had to be willing to follow through with whatever came next, which always put me in a state of fear, right? Because I'm not in control. I was never in control. I was always the victim. And so I'm thinking about these patterns, right? These thought patterns, and why it's always been such a struggle for me to have any kind of interaction with the opposite sex without me feeling like I'm at risk of putting myself into a contractual thing where I'm going to be obligated to fulfill a deed I don't want to do. And so this brought me to my realization about why a lot of the times in my life when I didn't actually have somebody that I was like crushing on or wanted to have a relationship with, why I lacked motivation. Because I was also, the same hand as I was programmed to, not entice men unless I'm willing to go all the way through, I was also programmed that when you did have a man, that's when you did the cooking and the cleaning and you dressed nice for the man and you do this for them, but only for him, right? Nobody else. And so when I didn't have, and this is a pattern that runs through my family. Actually, I think it runs through a lot of families, especially people who generationally have been raised in a patriarch system, where women, without that mothering of a male man, right? Because let's face it is more like mothering, because we lost the true dynamic of a masculine and a feminine energy that used to actually exist prior to Roman patriarchy systems that take over the world. But now we have more of that mother dynamic where a lot of the men never finish growing up. They kind of stay in that, like, I call it the pupa stage, or pupa stage? I don't know what you call it, however you say that word. You know what I mean? They haven't quite gone from caterpillar to butterfly or whatever they're going to become. They're kind of like stuck. And so because they haven't finished developing, and not necessarily all their fault either. They maybe had no examples, and maybe they just don't have the awareness, or maybe that's just not part of their journey in this life. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But they get stuck. And then the women, who are also stuck, are still playing the mommy role, like the house, like they did when they were little kids, actually take care of them. And so you live to serve him, but you're sacrificing yourself the entire time. Just like he is constantly feeling like he's getting everything he wants, but at the same time, he can't understand why he doesn't feel proud to be a man, because he's not acting like in his heart like he wants to. It's a true story, right? There's a conflict in there, because in his heart, he's like, I'm a man. But outside in the world, oh, here, honey, I made you cake. Oh, yes, I remade your eggs. Oh, yes, I cleaned your pants for you. Oh, yes, I went and bought this for you. I did everything for you. Are you okay, dear? After a while, that's got to be really emasculating, right? Even if you don't realize it. So, yeah. At least it would be for me. Or maybe I'm just stubborn. I don't know. I shouldn't really say it's like that for everybody. Some people probably enjoy it, but I don't. After a while, it's like, I'm a grown-up. I can do shit for myself, thanks. But the point is that I struggled a lot with this concept because I never liked it, but I also was stuck in the pattern, so I did it. I wasn't aware of the pattern. I couldn't see it, and I couldn't see how it had traveled through my lineage. And now that I've I've been seeing it now for a while, but now that I've realized the depth in which it goes inside of me, I'm going to obviously change the pattern. And it starts with me. So if you're like me and you feel like, your relationship with the opposite sex has always been toxic, like it's been bad. You're not coming from a place where you feel centered and balanced and regulated inside of you, like you feel like you're constantly giving more than you get with the opposite sex, okay? If you feel like that, or if you feel like without having a partner, you lack purpose, you lack motivation to do your daily stuff, I'm with you, okay? I've been there. I think a lot of us have been there, especially women. I don't know about men. Men are motivated a bit differently, but women, we tend to get stuck in these loops. I'm gonna tell you, the trick is to learn that you actually don't need that. What you need is in your heart, that feeling, So Abraham Hicks says it like this: if you are in alignment with your highest good, if you're actually doing the things that your highest self wants you to do, the things that make you excited, happy, not like excited, like obnoxious, but like, oh yeah, I want to do that today. Oh, that's going to be great. We're doing that today. That's going to be so much fun. You feel that? Those are the things you're supposed to be doing. And you'll notice you get more energy from it. You'll notice your body will stop aching and hurting. You'll start to feel younger. You'll start to feel healthier. You'll start to feel less resistance everywhere, energetically, physically, emotionally. You don't necessarily have to go back into all your traumas, relive them to heal them. Simply by allowing yourself to feel what you had to feel, letting it go, and then embracing the natural flow that is you, which takes some time to recognize what your energy is. You must meditate and connect with yourself and learn yourself. But once you do, that's the answer, is no longer doing anything because of what it's going to do for someone else or not for someone else. You have to always think, is this what I want? Because why are you doing something for someone else unless you want to do it for them, right? Isn't it way better when we do stuff for other people because we want to, not because we feel like we have to? Yeah. Anyways, that's been my thoughts right now, contemplating, rolling around in my brain. I'm gonna go now, but yeah, we have to stop and be aware of how much we're doing for other people. It's tricky, it's hard, it takes work, but we got it. Okay, have a great day. Bye.